Sorry about that, guys, but I had to go. I mean, it was time to go back to work. So having said that, I'm going to pick up where I left off, but you get to hear my semi-truck going down the road now. Picking back up with that fucking Mustang. So this fucking convertible Mustang rode behind me for a while, and finally it took me slowing down to 45 on the interstate and pulling off into the emergency lane for this guy to fucking realize, hey, this semi doesn't want me behind him. Maybe I should go around, and he did, and the fuckhead got behind the next semi and did the same thing. So it leads me to believe that he was just drafting semis, trying to get that fuel mileage up. So paranoia. It's not just that. It's people following me, things that seem out of place to a veteran. Just constant. The VA calls it hypervigilance, which is a wonderful explanation. So just being hyper aware of everything going on around you. Hey, there's some trash on the side of the road. That might be a fucking IED. Another story. I was on I-75 going into Georgia, again in a semi, in the center lane. Unbeknownst to me, there was an IED in the fucking road on I-75. At least I thought it was an IED. So there was a patch of road and where they had repaired the road in the center, in the lane I was in, and a crack from that all the way to the side of the road, which to me at the time in La La Land was a fucking IED. So as soon as I see it, I'm just reacting. I swerve to the left, run a Georgia Highway Patrol out of his lane into the left emergency lane, which thank goodness there was a lane there and not a fucking median. And he is none too pleased that a semi just decided to run him off the fucking road. So I snap back to reality and ease off the right-hand side of I-75. And I park my truck and I lock the brakes down, and I know I'm going to fucking jail. And I turn my truck off. And I open the door and I put my hands out and I'm just kind of fucking shaking my head with my head down. And this guy walks up and is like, he was very professional. Kudos to this guy. What the fuck are you doing? You nearly killed me. Both true things. And I was like, I don't really know what to tell you, man. There was an IED in the road. And when I said IED, he perked up and looked at me. And instead of me being put in handcuffs, he was understanding. He turned out to be a vet from, I guess, like the invasion of Iraq, like 03, 04, Marine. And yeah, I didn't go to jail. We ended up talking for a little bit about PTSD and the VA and some oddball shit. I went about my way and he went about his. And this guy didn't go to jail for running a highway patrol off the road. Good times. And there's been a few other times where just riding down the road, fucking in Iraq, in the U.S., Iraq, USA. Didn't know that was a place. And avoiding IEDs. It's not the best policy. It hasn't happened in a while. So, luckily I ran no one off the road. So, yeah. Man, it's just part of having PTSD. If I told my VA doc that, they'd be like, yeah, you probably should change professions. But so I went to truck driving. I was a law enforcement officer previously, a correctional officer, which is a profession I enjoyed. And if I'd have stayed in it, I would have went to jail for assaulting an inmate because these fucksticks pissed me off. And basically, you know, they're there because they can't follow the simple rules of the world, and they go to prison. And veterans don't like stupid people that can't listen to simple instructions. And these fuckheads are worse than third graders about listening to simple instructions. And that creates quite a rift when you are very angry. Haha, yet another one. Anger. You love those segues, right? They're great. So anger. So I am quick to anger, which is a vast understatement of how angry I am. Most people think I am just a fucking asshole, which is probably a fair assessment. and that I'm a pessimistic asshole. Again, probably a fair assessment. So it doesn't take much to piss me off. And when I mean piss me off, I mean I'm going from zero, happy, hunky-dory to ready to kill you or someone. Just like that. Just right fucking there. The snap of a fucking thumb and a finger. Just like that. The snap of a hand, I'm ready to fucking kill someone. And it's not good. People tend to not being looked at like you're ready to fucking kill them. And not everyone picks up on that, but for those that do, it's quite an interesting conversation. And most understand that know me well and know that I have PTSD, whether I've told them or not. Most intuitive people can kind of pick up on that he's not quite the same as he used to be. So this is a rambling explanation of what it's like to have PTSD as a veteran. And I've talked to female soldiers over the years that were open that they had MST, which is military sexual trauma. Basically, they had been raped due to them being in the military and the position that they were in, and that's infuriating. But there was one female I would say not quite friends with, but far more than associates, and she was raped because she joined the army, basically, is what I'm sure her mindset and thought process was. And I knew her before my second tour to Afghanistan. And I mean, it was very apparent, of course, she had PTSD and all the things that happened within that, and the issues she was having. And haven't associated with her since after I came back from Iraq, which is my first tour, in the short time that I knew her. But I would say veterans suffering from PTSD due to war is this almost nearly the same exact thing as females that are dealing with PTSD from being raped or sexually assaulted. It's which was, I don't know, a revelation to me. I guess it shouldn't have been, but it's pretty much the exact same. You know, it's, you have triggers, and these are the reactions from the having PTSD. And from everything that I found when I was going fucking insane and researching like what the fuck is going on with me, everything that I found, basically I have damn near every symptom of PTSD that you could fucking find in the DSM. You know, it's pretty much straightforward. I don't know why I have PTSD outside of combat. Neither of my tours were horrible. We were pretty lucky as a unit. There was some things that happened during deployment that are unavoidable in wartime, and just some of the things that you deal with being on the roads and out of the wire and in a war, I guess. Some things were more traumatic than others, but I guess all in all, that's what caused PTSD. And just in short, some of the symptoms in summary are anger, disassociation, paranoia, forgetfulness, being hyper-vigilant, hyper-aware of everything that's going on around you, having nightmares, blanking out and rambling on when you're talking to a video, and yeah, man, that's pretty much it. All these things are things that I suffer from on the day-to-day basis, and it does not make my life easy. I have changed everything about my life because I have PTSD. I changed my professions. I can't pay my bills anymore. My wife deals with all of our financial things, which is something that I used to do and take pride in doing. Basically, the only thing that I do is due to being forgetful and all the other wonderful symptoms that go along with it is I work. That's it. Like I'm a presence in my household because I have a job, and that's it. And it's emasculating to me that I can't do all the things that I used to do. It fucking pisses me off that, and I'm not even trying to use it as a crutch, it's just I can't fucking do shit anymore that I used to be able to do. You know, it's like fucking being out and about 30-45 minutes in the fucking grocery store, I'm ready to fucking go. You know, especially if it's a high density of people in the store. It just, alright, I'm ready to fucking go. I can only handle this for so long, and let's get the fuck out, you know. Like, these things are embarrassing, and my wife, God bless her, she understands and has taken up so much slack in our marriage and in our relationship that it's not funny. She does almost everything. And, you know, because of that, the VA, I guess, after I got everything service connected, you know, they gave me 70%, which wasn't something that I even thought I was going to get. I didn't even know if they were going to service connect PTSD. I didn't even think I was going to get any disability. So that's probably a video for another day, guys. I'm going to cut this here, and then next time we'll talk about the VA diagnosis and how that process worked and what happened. And this is the Army Trucker, out.